Well, folks, forgive the, the unshaven appearance. At Brands Hatch, we had not necessarily communications issues, but certainly we found the limitations of the little license-free PMR walkie-talkies, and I think the limitation was that whilst I could speak and we could record through the microphone, you couldn't actually hear anything coming back from the pits. So I set out. You might not know, but I've been into amateur radio for, well, best part of 30 years now, since I got my license. So I've been messing around with radios and microphones and soldering irons for the best part of my adult life. So I thought there had to be a solution, and it looks like we've got one. So I'll flip the camera around and show you the in-car setup effectively. So much easier just to see it laid out on the table like this. Essentially, that's what we've been using. They're really old now. I had them lying around. I used to use them on a motorbike when I was touring around, little Kenwood TK3301. These things are bulletproof, and they're the sort of things that you'll see at big events that people use to communicate. Basically 8 channels with various side tones to multiply the amount of available space, or the amount that you can use. And then I found on eBay these rather nice little headphones that just plug directly into the to the side of that. So that's the Pit Crew. I think you can buy these now for about 45 quid. So you know what, it's not going to break the bank. They're completely license free. The only issue is that they only have about half a watt of power. For those that know about such things, it's not a lot. And when the time you put one of these, a similar one, in the car, which is what we were using, and I made up a wire to plug in, and that's what we were using in the car. Trouble is, these little stubby aerials and the lack of power, you fit a roll cage into a car, and then it becomes what they call a Faraday's cage. A Faraday's cage is where you want to be if you get struck by lightning, by the way. It basically doesn't really let the energy in. It puts it all around the edge of the frame. It also blocks the signal, or tries to block the signal from a radio. So these waves that come off this at these frequencies, 446 megahertz, are about 70 centimeters or thereabouts. So 70 centimeters of a wave is probably the opening of your window. It's just the ideal size to get blocked. So solution is, I found one of these. It's a Midland GB1. What it essentially is a walkie-talkie that's split up into its component parts. So this is the radio. You can see the size of my hand. This thing is tiny. Same 8 channels, and you've got to do a little bit of poking around in there to get them to sync up and work. The microphone comes out. There it is, and you see, oh dear, there's no microphone attached to it. That's because I basically cut the other one off. Made a little junction box. That comes out to a little Osmo Pocket that I use for recording on the dash. So that's just that's where we're getting all our recording from. We've got a second wire coming in here. That's from the speaker. So we're now recording from the speaker into the camera, and we're recording the microphone into the camera as well as going down through into the radio as well. So this is just effectively a junction box. The trick is, there's about 1,000-fold difference between the speaker, which runs in a matter of volts, and the microphone, which runs in the matter of millivolts. So there's about 1,000 to 1 or 1,500 to 1 conversion in there for the voltage in order to get it working. The microphone will go into the left channel, and the speakers will go into the right channel of the recording on this. But I think on this Osmo, it kind of mixes it all up into sort of a mono thing. So instead of having the microphone in the car, of course, we need to have something in the helmet. And you get another eBay. This one was an Amazon special for around about 25 quid. I think these were. You get 2 pads that slide up inside your helmet, and they stick in there. You get a microphone that also sticks in, so that'll go in on the end in the full face mask, and you get a little push to talk switch all wired up, which just velcros to the steering wheel. So I'll get this into the helmet, I'll get the rest of it into the car, and you'll see there's various little attachments here, so you can actually leave the gubbins in the car and take your headset with you. So that is the plan. I've just managed to get it all working. I haven't done any recording yet, so I'll do a little bit on that. So there's just a little bit. It looks like a snake of wires. It probably is, but you know what? I haven't seen anyone else been able to record car to cockpit and pit crew and vice versa all the way through, as well as having running commentary in the car. So that's new for YouTube as far as I've seen. If you know anybody else that does it, actually records the audio out of the radio as well, please do let me know, because they have had a bit of a journey on their paths. So just need to get it into the car now. So folks, I've oh no, can't do that. There we go. So folks, we have I've just put everything into the Alpha, just mocked up, just so that I've got a cigarette lighter socket and stuff like that. So I'll flip the camera around. You can have a little look at the snake of wires that we've got here. So here is the little headset and the Kenwood Pro Talk. We've got the little Midland radio here. There's the little antenna, because it goes on the roof of the car. It's not restricted by that Faraday's cage effect that I talked about as well, and it's just literally plugged into the lighter socket. I've got all the gubbins here. I'm talking into the microphone that would go into the helmet, so hopefully that's it. Nothing else is switched on, and if I switch the car on, you hear the beep. Oh, and you hear the park sensors on. Anyway, so there we go. So that's the radio on. I need to turn the little Kenwood on. So that's it as well. I'm going to take the headset out just because it's a bit of a pisser to work on. And here we have the little Kenwood. So all I'm going to do is try and transmit into that. Hopefully you'll hear it on the recording. 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. So that's the little Kenwood transmission. So hopefully you'll hear that nicely as well. And let me see if I can transmit as well. Find the little push to talk. There's just wires bloody everywhere. Here we go. 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. 1 2 3 4 5. So that squeaking is just feedback coming from the walkie-talkie there. So hopefully, I don't know whether this has worked or not. You'll be best place to hear it. So if this test is successful, then I get it all bundled into the car and get it locked up for Snetterton in a few days.
How far you got?
Oh, I've just got to the end of the road and turned left. Alright, I'm finding it really hard to hear you now. How do you hear me? Alright, well, here we go. Bit of a range test. Aerial's on the roof. Right then, ready to go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
So, last time the aerial was on the boot, now it's on the roof, so we'll see if it makes any difference.
Okay, I'll let you get some distance and give us a shout when you want me to have to try it.
Right, that's a little further down the road. How's that?
Yeah, still good.
So is that the one with the big antenna, or is it just the little one? I'm not sure it's going to work that far, but it's working better than it did the last time.
Yeah, that's true. I'm still on little one.
Right, okay. I can still hear you all right. I'll just go up to the next corner here and see. How's that?
Over now to the long one. Right, back on the long one.
Yeah, it's definitely clearer. How's me?
Yeah, there's still a clearance, but you can still hear you. Not bad.
No, I think that'll be good enough for a circuit, hopefully. I suppose it looks like the aerial has to go on the roof then for the best distance. So that looks like a successful test. 2 or 3 miles be good enough. Looks like the antenna has to be on the roof, so we'll see if it stays there. It's only a little tiny magnet. Well folks, it appears we've got a radio installation. Nice and neat in the car. Just plugs into the lighter socket. Tidied up the wires and got a little transmission button on the steering wheel.